Los Angeles, 1947. A city of bright lights, rising stars, and dreams that seemed close enough for anyone to touch yet just as easy to lose forever. In this world of glamour and illusion lived a young woman named Elizabeth Short, later immortalized by a chilling nickname that would outlive her by decades, the Black Dahlia. Elizabeth was only 22, a striking young woman with deep blue eyes, jet black hair, and a fragile kind of beauty that made people remember her long after she walked away. Born in Boston but raised between Massachusetts and Florida, she grew up longing for stability yet constantly being pulled toward escape. Her father had abandoned the family early, faking his own death and leaving Elizabeth's mother to raise 5 daughters alone. The absence cut deeply into Elizabeth's sense of trust, fueling a lifelong desire to belong somewhere unaware that felt safe. And like many young women of the time, she believed Hollywood might be that place. After the Second World War ended, thousands of aspiring actresses traveled west, hoping movie studios would discover them. Elizabeth was one of them. She floated between waitressing jobs, rented rooms, temporary homes, and short romances. To some, she was mysterious. To others, she was vulnerable. To a few, she was the perfect Hollywood archetype, beautiful, ambitious, and alone. Her friends would later describe her as gentle, polite, and always dressed in elegant black. One of the reasons she earned the nickname Black Dahlia, inspired by the film The Blue Dahlia that had come out the year before. Yet behind her soft smile was a life marked by instability. She suffered from asthma, struggled to keep steady work, and frequently changed cities when opportunities fell apart. Still, she never gave up on the idea of fame. She believed, with all her heart, that something extraordinary waited for her. But destiny had other plans. On January 9, 1947, Elizabeth Short was last seen entering the Grand Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She had just arrived from San Diego and told hotel staff she was waiting for someone. Witnesses reported seeing her sitting alone in the lobby, looking tired but composed, and then she vanished. For the next 6 days, she seemed to slip through the cracks of the city. No confirmed sightings, no phone calls, no notes, no evidence of where she had gone or who she had been with. Those missing days became the dark heart of the mystery days where something unspeakable happened. Then, on the morning of January 15, 1947, a woman pushing a baby stroller down South Norton Avenue noticed what she believed was a thrown-away mannequin lying in a vacant lot. But as she approached, the awful truth revealed itself. It wasn't a mannequin. It was the naked body of Elizabeth Short, cut in half at the waist, drained of blood, posed with eerie precision. Her face had been slashed from the corners of her mouth upward in a haunting, permanent smile. There were no footprints, no tire marks, and no blood at the scene. Whoever killed her had murdered her elsewhere, washed her body, and transported her to the location in a calculated, clinical manner. The discovery shocked the nation. Reporters swarmed the neighborhood. Police sealed off the street, and within hours, Elizabeth Short became front-page news across America. The LAPD launched one of the largest investigations in its history. Over 150 detectives were assigned to work the case, and hundreds of potential witnesses were interviewed. Forensic science at the time was limited, leaving investigators desperate for any lead. But the case soon spiraled into chaos when the press became entwined with the investigation. Newspapers invented stories, published false leads, and even received a letter, allegedly written by the killer. The letter contained personal items belonging to Elizabeth, her birth certificate, photos, business cards, and an address book. The envelope had been carefully cleaned with gasoline to remove fingerprints. Whoever sent it was taunting the police, feeding the media frenzy that now overshadowed the investigation. Dozens of suspects emerged. Some confessed falsely, others simply enjoyed the attention. A few were genuinely suspicious. Among the most notorious was Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy Los Angeles physician known for his intelligence, arrogance, and deeply troubling behavior. His own son, decades later, would accuse him publicly, claiming the murder scene matched his father's medical expertise and psychological cruelty. Another suspect, Mark Hansen, owned a nightclub Elizabeth frequented. He was known for his aggressive pursuit of young actresses, but the evidence against him was thin. There were theories of a jealous lover, a rejected admirer, a serial killer, drifting through California, or even a Hollywood industry cover-up, but every lead eventually collapsed. Witnesses contradicted each other. evidence went missing, and the LAPD, overwhelmed by media pressure, made critical mistakes. The case slowly grew cold. As years passed, Elizabeth Short became more symbol than person, her real life overshadowed by sensational stories and myths. But behind the legend was a lonely young woman who dreamed of a future she never had the chance to reach. She wanted stability, love, recognition, and belonging. Instead, she became the center of one of the most disturbing unsolved murders in American history. Even today, nearly 80 years later, the Black Dahlia case remains a haunting reminder of Hollywood's darkest shadows, a place where dreams rise high but the fall can be unimaginably cruel. Elizabeth's story continues to inspire books, films, documentaries, and endless theories, but one truth remains untouched. Her killer was never caught, and justice was never delivered. The deeper investigators looked, the more confusing the case became. False testimonies, conflicting timelines, destroyed records, and opportunistic fame seekers buried the truth. Was the killer someone she trusted, someone who picked her at random, someone powerful enough to hide the evidence, or someone who walked away unnoticed, blending into the city just like everyone else? No one knows, and that uncertainty is what keeps the Black Dahlia case alive after all these years. In a city built on dreams, Elizabeth Short's story became the ultimate nightmare, one that Los Angeles has never been able to forget.